In the year 2149, humanity had conquered the stars. What had once been the domain of fiction was now reality. Space travel was as common as air travel had been a century before. The United Earth Federation governed the colonies spread across the Milky Way, ensuring that humanity's reach extended far and wide. But in the shadows of this progress, a mystery had emerged, a signal, faint and distant, emanating from the edge of the galaxy. The signal had been discovered by a deep space probe drifting near the event horizon of a massive black hole known as Gargantua. It was not a natural phenomenon. The structure and cadence of the signal indicated intelligence, but the source was beyond anything known to humanity, in a region of space where nothing should have been able to survive, let alone communicate. Captain Mira Solis, commander of the Starship Argo, was tasked with leading an expedition to uncover the source of the signal. The Argo was one of the most advanced ships in the fleet, equipped with a crew of the finest minds and cutting-edge technology. But even with all their preparations, no one could anticipate what they would find. As the Argo approached Gargantua, the signal grew stronger, more insistent. The black hole loomed large, its gravitational pull distorting space and time. The crew worked tirelessly, decoding the message, which repeated over and over. It was a sequence of prime numbers, a universal language, a sign of intelligence. But there was something more embedded within the signal, something that defied explanation. "Captain, you need to see this," said Dr. Ethan Voss, the ship's lead scientist. On the display in front of him was a holographic rendering of the signal, but it wasn't just data, it was a blueprint. It looks like a map. "A map to where?" Mira asked, though she already suspected the answer. "To the other side of the black hole," Voss replied, his voice tinged with awe. "Whatever sent the signal, they want us to follow." Mira considered the implications. No ship had ever returned from crossing the event horizon of a black hole. The theory was that beyond it lay a singularity, a point where the fabric of reality collapsed. But what if there was something else? A gateway, perhaps, to another universe, or something beyond understanding. "Set course for the coordinates," Mira ordered. The crew exchanged uneasy glances, but they followed her command. The Argo's engines roared to life, and the ship moved closer to the black hole. As they crossed the event horizon, reality itself seemed to warp. The ship's systems flickered, and the crew experienced a sensation of being stretched and compressed simultaneously. But then, just as suddenly, everything stabilized. The view screen showed nothing but a vast expanse of darkness, punctuated by faint stars, an uncharted part of space. But the signal was stronger now, almost deafening in its clarity. And then it stopped. In its place, a message appeared on the ship's main console, written in a language none of them had ever seen, yet somehow understood. "Welcome, travelers. You are the first to answer the call." The crew stared in stunned silence. Before them, space itself seemed to fold, revealing a massive structure, an artificial world, a distant sphere encasing a star. This was the source of the signal, a construct so advanced it defied comprehension. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission," Voss said. It's an invitation." Mira nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. The discovery of this structure, and the civilization that built it, would change the course of history. But there was also a sense of foreboding. Whoever, or whatever, had built this wanted something from them. "Take us in," Mira ordered. The Argo moved toward the structure, passing through a shimmering barrier. On the other side, the ship was greeted by a vista of impossible beauty. Floating cities, lush landscapes, and a sky filled with distant galaxies. But there was no sign of the beings who had created it. As they docked, the crew prepared to disembark, uncertain of what they would find. The airlock opened, and Mira stepped out first, her boots touching the surface of a world that shouldn't exist. A figure appeared before her, humanoid but translucent, as if made of light. It spoke without words, its thoughts flowing directly into Mira's mind. "You have passed the first test. You are ready to join the echoes of eternity." "What are you?" Mira asked, trying to comprehend the being before her. "We are the remnants of a civilization that once spanned the stars, now transcended beyond physical form. We seek those worthy to continue our legacy, to explore the infinite, and to understand the mysteries of existence." Mira felt a surge of emotion, a mix of wonder and fear. "And if we refuse?" The being's light dimmed slightly. "Then you may return to your world with knowledge of what lies beyond. But know this, the journey you have begun cannot be easily undone." Mira glanced back at her crew, who watched her with a mixture of anticipation and dread. She knew the decision was hers alone. "We accept," she said finally. The being of light seemed to smile, though it had no face. "Then prepare yourselves, for the journey has only just begun." As the Argo and its crew embarked on a new adventure, one that would take them beyond the boundaries of known space and time, they knew that nothing would ever be the same. They had answered the call of the echoes of eternity, and in doing so, had become part of something far greater than themselves.